Hello, welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Meowstic. Meowstic is a very interesting Pokemon because it has access to the fast move Sucker Punch, which was really bad last season. It is really good this season, and especially is really good in a meta where Psychic-type Pokemon are basically everywhere. Starting off the first battle here, we're going to have a horrible lead kinda. We are going to have BM against us, which we also have on this team as well, which is quite an interesting one. We're going to go for the body slam. At least I don't really get too confused about the language here, which is kinda good. It was like German language. I'm always getting super confused about Pokemon, but here I have no idea what it says, and so I'm totally fine that this is a Sucker Punch. Here we're going to see the shiny variant as well for this Pokemon, which is really cool. I don't know if the other Pokemon is here a shiny variant like the BM. The shiny looks exactly identical to the non-shiny, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. And so, yeah, I don't really know what's going on there. But anyway, we're going to see that we're going to use a no shield here, actually, and try to rely on the BM, which is interesting, as you can go for the full farmer here. This is super important now. It is a super effective fast move against the neutral fast move, but they actually do kind of similar amounts of damage. You really need to try to go for a Dark Pulse. Yeah, double Dark Pulse coming through here. You should be able to still survive this one, and I think you're going to be fine here, as you guarantee you win the CMP tie, and yes, you're going to be able to win this battle with a BM, and this is going to be it for the first one here. Honestly, Psychic-type Cup, I feel like it was better last time around. Oh, we have the same fast move, I want to say, the same lead here against us again. We're going to see the body slam coming through again on a potential Mega Horn, so the opponent's going to be forced to use a shield, which they do, and you can still go for another Mega Horn, another body slam here, I want to say, which we're going to do here as well. This is going to do some decent damage, and now you could go ahead and go into a Meowstic and try to go for the full farmland, or you go into a BM. I actually would say that BM would be a bit better. Just in case they would get to two moves, you would be always able to sneak in a fast move. But Rock Slide is coming through, they're going to swap out, and it's going to be actually a very decent matchup for you. You're going to have here the Bronzong. This should be a Thunder, if this is correct what they said in the submission. Or is it Thunderbolt? I think it's Thunderbolt, actually. Definitely an interesting move there, some kind of electric type move. It should be Thunderbolt. And so we're gonna see the full farmland coming through. We're gonna see the farmland here as well. And the final Pokemon is going to be that own a Rapidash from the opponent, where you can go for the Thunderbolt. I think Thunderbolt and Grassnot do the same amount of damage. I don't know, but you're gonna be able to win the battle. I know that Grassnot is not actually even the worst move ever as well. I always thought that Grassnot was really bad, but it is like 90 damage and 50 energy. I always thought that Power Whip was like insanely strong, and it's also 90 damage and 50 energy, which is kind of something funny. But Thunderbolt, I actually kind of want to see real quick on the side how strong this move is. Thunderbolt is also 90 damage and 55 energy. So it is better for you to go for the energy. No, not the energy ball. Is it energy ball that learns? Oh, it learns energy ball. It is better for you to actually always go for the energy ball when it's neutral, because energy ball is also 55. They don't actually run grass, and they run energy ball, and you have at least the 10% chance to still debuff the opponent. So energy ball is basically the same as Thunderbolt, but has the 10% chance to drop the opponent's defense, which might be kind of beneficial for you. So good to know there. Something that I didn't really know before either, and so that is quite good. We're gonna see as well the opponent going back into that Maloma. We're gonna go for some Dark Pulse doing some neutral damage. Rock Slide is barely doing any damage nowadays after the double nerf, and you can still even get to another one, which is going to be enough to get the knockout here, and we can move on to the next opponent. Rapidash against Chimecho. Chimecho, one of the astonished users in this meta. We're gonna see the body slam coming through. The people actually were building Chimecho is quite wild. Doesn't Chimecho also learn like Swift or something? It looks like a Pokemon that would learn Swift. I'm gonna just check it on the side what Chimecho learns otherwise. Chimecho is learning Astonish, Psyshock, and Shadow Ball, but also Energy Ball apparently. That's cool to know. Definitely an interesting Pokemon here. You're gonna see the Psyshock coming through, and we have a shield disadvantage, a switch disadvantage, but what we also still going to have here, we're going to still have that Meowstic in the back, which is kind of cool. And I guess you're going to rely to just go for the full farmland against everything here, which might actually work out in your favor. We're going to have the Cresselia here, but I think it would have been ideal for you to go actually for a charge move with your BM and not just basically getting farmed down from the opponent. I think it would have been better if you got the shield there. But anyway, we cannot really change the past, or we can only try to change the future. And so we're gonna go ahead and go for the energy ball, hoping for the debuff on the opponent, which we don't get. you might be able to actually still survive a move because you have some bulk on this Pokemon, and yes, you can survive it. They actually swap out of here. Can you still reach another charge move in time? You can, and Meowstic is just showcasing on how ridiculous this Pokemon is. What the hell? That was madness. Very good lead for you. We're going to have Melima. Won't you swap out straight away? Why? Like, honestly, I don't really understand why here in this case, but you're gonna be able to shield up a Mega Horn, which is great, hooray! But, like, I don't really understand why you swap out straight away against the Melima. Like, you would have still a positive lead there, and so I don't really get this, but I'm not gonna question anymore. But we're gonna see as well the Meowstic going for a charge move, gonna get the energy ball off to the opponent. Now you can maybe even go for the Fairy Wind down at this point. You're gonna outspeed them anyway with the Body Slam, so that's gonna be fine. But they're gonna swap out now into the Slowbro. I would have not went for this, I would have went for the Body Slam spam to be fair. But it is what it is. We're gonna see the swap out now into the Behemoth, which has to try to kind of pull a lot of weight there. Oh. Why do they run Surf? Why do they not run Brutal Swing? Like, the entire point of this Pokemon is the charge move of Brutal Swing. Don't just run Surf. That doesn't make sense, man. Why? It doesn't make... Sludge Bomb. Don't run Surf. I know, Surf. Legacy move. Was great before, not great anymore. You still have Scald even. Brutal Swing Scald. Great moveset. Would have been cool. I don't know, like for the opponent there for sure, definitely something that they can improve on. And still they won, so what am I gonna say here? Next opponent, we're going to have Rapidash against Rapidash, gonna go rapidly for the Body Slam, which I do also not really agree with as a play. We also have a player that has very interesting IVs on the right side, all very high IVs. You don't want to have high IVs for the Go Battle League, for Great League and Ultra League, for 99% of the Pokemon. You would want to have a low attack set, you want to have high defense and high HP. Why is that the case? For the people who are wondering, because I see a lot of people actually still wondering, especially if you are new to PvP. The attack stat, the attack value, is adding up a lot more onto the CP formula compared to HP and defense. Basically double the amount of influence from the attack stat. So for example, one attack IV might give you 8 more CP, while then one defense IV only gives you 4 more CP, and one HP IV extra gonna give you also 4 HP extra. So basically what you can do is when you have a very low attack stat, you're going to be able to fit in basically 2 extra stats from the other one on top of that. So if you have a low attack stat, you're going to be able to get way more power-ups onto a Pokemon because the CP are not rising as fast, because the attack is the most impactful one for the CP formula, and that's why most of the Pokemon want very low attacks, so they have way more investment in bulk. And bulk is just king in the Go Battle League, and that's something that is also very important. Like, bulk is very important for the Go Battle League. You see like Pokemon like Clodsire or Toxapex really shining well in the Go Battle League right now, especially in the current meta, just because of the bulk itself. But yeah, again, for the CP formula, low attack stat means you can give a Pokemon more power-ups, means you can fit more defense and HP IVs into a Pokemon compared to attack IVs, which is going to give you more bulk, more longevity, and like the attack stat doesn't have the biggest impact on even the results either. So for sure, something that's interesting. And then they're going to be for the attack IVs some certain breakpoints sometimes for some Pokemon that are important to get. And so like actually the IV system is quite difficult sometimes to understand. What's also difficult to understand here is why the opponent is running Charge Beam on a Jirachi. I guess it's neutral, I guess. Does it generate more energy than the Confusion? And I'm just confused here as well. Let me check real quick on the side, because I am just a bit confused right now why Charge Beam is the thing here. Charge Beam actually generates energy a bit faster than Confusion, I think, so maybe I am wrong. Yeah, it does generate energy quite a bit faster, so maybe I'm wrong with that one. Maybe Charge Beam Jirachi is the way to go. Maybe I should take a look at it as well, who knows, but yeah, that's going to be it for this battle, as the opponent is not going to be able to knock you out with that move, for sure not, and you can farm them down. Next opponent, we're going to have a very bad lead for you, and you kind of want to swap out straight away, and you do swap out straight away, as the opponent doesn't really have a great answer to your Sucker Punch user here, as you are going to be able to reach your charge move quite fast with that energy ball coming through, no debuff or anything, but we will see a lot of damage coming through your Meowstic here. Shadow Ball gonna get shielded, which is great, and you are not going to be able to reach another charge move in time, but BM is going to be able to knock them out before they can go for their own charge move, which is really important, and they even swap out into their harder answer to your lead, which is going to be great. As now, you're gonna be able to get a Rock Slide off. You could have went for at least one more fast move as well, but you're gonna get the Rock Slide off, get the knockout against them, and in the back it's going to be the opponent's Rapidash. That's quite an interesting one here, as you're gonna get them insanely low enough that 2 body slams should be enough, and so you could swap out, but you decide to actually stay and go for a Rock Slide. Getting this move off is insanely important, allowing you now to even swap out as well, and 1 body slam is all it needs to knock them out, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played here for sure, and we can move on to the next opponent. We're going to have a Rapidash against the Chimecho again, access to Mega Horn again on the Rapidash. I have actually never seen you use a Mega Horn yet, and so I would love to see someone actually hitting a Mega Horn here finally. But you already said to still go for the body slam spam. I don't really agree with this play. Go at least up to Mega Horn so you can force a potential shield at least, and then just bait them with a body slam. That would make way more sense in my opinion, but at least you're going to be able to get a shield here, but you are forced to go for the full farm down, and you're forced to go for a shield here because otherwise they might be able to go for 2 charge moves. But they actually decided to go for the Shadow Ball, which is fine. In comes now the opponent's Malamar, where we're at least still gonna do some neutral damage with this move, and I guess you're just gonna try to sacrifice this Pokemon, go to your Meowstics afterwards and hope for the best. Never mind, you're gonna decide to use a shield on this Pokemon, which I don't really agree with, but it's also not like me saying this was like a wrong move. It's just a move that I wouldn't have done. And as you're gonna see here, there's going to be that Meowstic now up against the opponent's Rapidash, which can go ahead and go for that big Mega Horn, I want to say, but they decided to go for the body slam instead for no reason at all. But it's going to be fine because you are going to be able to now go ahead and go for the full farm down with 1 or more Astonish, and so you should be kind of fine. And this is going to be it for this one. Second to last battle, we're going to have the Malamar in the lead. That is going to be a very favorable lead, and this time around they actually stayed in and waited out until the opponent swaps, which is great, like great thing to do. But we're gonna see the Claydol here. Claydol, cool Pokemon this meta. I really like this Pokemon, has a lot more play now since the Mud Step buff. That's the thing as well. I feel like Mud Step buff itself is hit or miss because like it is cool for a lot of more spicy Pokemon, but Mud Step buff for some other Pokemon was just a bit too much, I have to say. Anyway, we're gonna be 2 shields down here, which is not ideal, but it is ideal at least to go for the charge move here. This is still having the chance of dropping the opponent's defense, which we don't see here at this point, but we can still go for another one, which again might be able to connect here. But we're actually gonna get 2 shields from the opponent, making it an interesting matchup, especially as they decide to go for a charge move against that Meowstic. Foul play coming through, not debuffing the opponent at all, is going to be fine, and you do some super effective damage here, which is great. We're gonna see the opponent going for that foul play, and you are forced to go for the Mega Horn. Finally, Mega Horn is going to land here, definitely going to take the knockout. And now it depends on what they have in the back, or what is going to be. It is going to be the Chimecho, and you are going to be able to win this battle here, as you can go for the Dark Pulse in time, and this is going to be a good game. Final battle for today, let's take a look at this one. We're going to have the lead matchup of Rapidash against Rapidash. That is going to be quite spicy. It's literally everywhere right now. And Rapidash is definitely a good Pokemon to use. We're gonna see some body slam action here, as we're gonna see the shield coming up. This is going to be enough to shield up the body slam, that's great. And we're gonna see more body slams slamming each other. Honestly, I really like the body slam got nerfed. I actually did not expect that. I like the amount that it got nerfed. It got nerfed like crazy with, of course, minus 10 damage. But I really like on how we like kind of changed the meta towards not every limited meta is body slam abuse. And I just really like this one quite a bit, so shoutouts to Niantic for this one. I really think they did a great job with that one here. But let's take a look at Meowstic and also BM. BM is going to be able to go for the full farm now. Let's see what's coming in next. It's going to be the Malamar. Malamar is a bit of a trickier one to deal with, but we will see the Dark Pulse coming through, doing some decent damage, and he could even decide to go for the full farm down here. Or you could have decided to also use a shield basically on the other one, on your Meowstic, and try to go for the knockout there, but you're gonna try to farm them all the way down, which does work out. And now you have a Dark Pulse, and Dark Pulse is gonna connect. Super effective here. Should be kind of seeing the deal. And this is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, and I see you then. Bye bye.